If you are researching microcement for your van, for a bathroom at your house, and you've watched a couple of videos, and you thought to yourself, you know, it probably doesn't take as long as they say it does. I did the same thing. You're absolutely incorrect. This takes longer than you expect it to do. There are a lot of different options when you're doing the shower inside your van. I went with what's called microcement, specifically a company called Smartcrete, which is out of Spain. This is a multi-step process. It's quite time intensive, but from every piece of research that I've done, to me, it's the best aesthetic. The base that I put it on is a Go board, which you can watch the past video where I actually built the whole shower room itself. When dealing with Smartcrete, it all depends if you're absorbent or non-absorbent. If you're using something like wood, you've got the primer ABS, and if you're using something like myself, Go board, then you're using the primer grip. After that's on, sand down, then it's time for the base. This is kind of what's holding everything together. 2 coats of that, sanding in between. Then we have what they call liso. Liso is the actual coloring itself, the actual micro cement. And after a couple coats of that, we do a varnish. Now, like I said, this is time intensive. Prep is the most important part. If your sub panels, if your base is poor, you're gonna get a poor result. So spend the time and do it right. Let's do it. Now it's time to prep for the first layer of the micro cement. Every single layer you have to clean, you have to sand, you have to retape. To say that this is a pain in the ass would probably be an understatement. But like anything in life, if it's pretty, it's high maintenance. Every wall is clean, sanded. The prep has taken hours, but we're finally at step 1 when it comes to the Smartcrete. So, because this is a non-absorbent surface, I'm going with the primer grip. If you had something like wood as your bottom surface, you would be going with a different product, their ABS. Now, it's time to roll this on, let it dry for 30 minutes, and then going on to the base coat. Let's get this. Coat 1, dry. This is basically like a grip tape that you'd find on a skateboard, which is super cool. But when it gets on your hands, pain in the ass to get off. Probably wear gloves. Don't follow our directions. Unless you do, then you'll probably have fun. Coat 2 is the base coat. This is where we start putting color on. They say use a roller. I'm gonna use a trowel. That way I can cover a lot more ground a lot quicker. So, 2 coats of this. We'll continue on with the process. There's Corey. He's a creep. If you are researching microcement for your van, for a bathroom at your house, and you've watched a couple of videos, and you thought to yourself, you know, it probably doesn't take as long as they say it does. I did the same thing. You're absolutely incorrect. This takes longer than you expect it to do. I am on day 3 and just starting phase 4 out of 7. Yes, I'm a little bit OCD. All the walls are looking absolutely amazing, but this takes forever. And this is a small space. I'm not doing a massive bathroom. I mean, it's 8 by 3 feet. I'm doing the ceiling too, but this will consume a large portion of your time for the unforeseeable future. However, aesthetically, from where this bathroom started on Monday, today's Thursday, ooh, baby girl. It's time for the next step, which is called liso. This is the same color as your base layer, but it's a thinner material. Seems like it fills in any of the holes and is what gives you the shadow and the highlights behind the actual microcement and why people like it so much. Cool thing, the rigidity that this has added to the walls in this room is astounding. This stuff really is a fantastic product. But let's get into it. It's like 6:30 in the morning. I got work at 8. I just want to get this done. Corey, how long do you think this has taken so far?
Too long.
I'm sure that we're probably 20-ish hours in, maybe a little bit more, doing the bathroom in this van. Last step, smart varnish. I'm done. I like how it looks. I'm done. This is a pain in the ass. So, my thoughts on microcement, and I'm going to break this into a couple different categories. The first, durability. Now, I've done about 15,000 miles since finishing the bathroom over extensive rugged terrain off-roading my military truck, and it has not had a single issue. No crack, no stain, no cut, no dent, nothing. I even tested my axe against the wall on a video call with a friend, and it didn't even leave a mark. Now, I wasn't hitting it hard, but still, it was a very sharp edge. So, durability-wise, I give microcement a 10 out of 10. This is incredible. Now, aesthetics versus pain in the ass. I mean, aesthetics-wise, if this is what you're looking for, obviously people are going to give you a 10, or give it a 10. But the amount of time and effort that goes into this greatly drops off everything else. To do my 8-foot by 3-foot bathroom, it took me a little over 20 hours of straight work, 2 people to complete it. That is an obscene amount of time for the space that this is. If you were to do an entire van like I've seen online, forget it. That's just ridiculous. If you have a smaller bathroom, obviously it's going to take you less time. I realize that my bathroom is massive for a vehicle. But one of the biggest things for me is the reason why I wanted an aesthetic like this and why I would do it again is because this is the entrance to my truck. Right here is my front door. The first thing someone sees when entering my space is a very large, warm, inviting area. To me, that was important. So while aesthetic to pain in the ass, I'd probably give it a 5. It is something that I would do again. Now, the final piece on the ranking is difficulty. Yes, it is a pain in the ass to do, like I've said, but it's not difficult. Every step is really mundane. It's nothing that's challenging. So really, I give difficulty probably a 3 out of 10. My final thoughts are on this. There is nothing else on the market that is going to give you this aesthetic, this clean, warm, just vibrant interior with layers upon layers. It is truly magnificent. Pair that with nice interior lighting. Yeah, I was going through the mirror. I know it looks good. It really comes alive. Well, that is the bathroom in my military truck. If you go ahead and do something similar, would love to see what the results turn out. Deuces.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm